Hello guys and welcome to another sneak peek at the MGS HD collection. We're looking at Peace Walker this time. I've got Aaron with me again. How's it going, Aaron?
How you doing, you bronze Adonis, you sexy bastard?
It's the Bronze Behemoth actually. So yeah, this is a Peace Walker HD. This is previously on the PSP. You start up, you can choose from three different controller types. You got the MGS4 style, you've got the old school style, and then you've got the Monster Hunter style. So I just picked the MGS4 style, which is known as the shooter style in this. And we start this up, and I think you played this before, Aaron. You played a little bit of this, right?
I played a little bit before deciding it wasn't worth my the effort and strain of trying to play it on one analog stick and some
Yeah,
face buttons.
I know. I got about three quarters through it on the PSP before eventually my hands sort of gave way. I was like, I just couldn't do it, just couldn't do it. But this again, you're playing as Big Boss. Well, it's kind of weird because like this whole HD collection, you're only playing as Snake for like a little part of the game. Have you just realized that? It's actually Big Boss you're playing as for most of it, or and then Raiden. So,
That's true.
so
That's true.
actually,
That's very true.
actually, Solid Snake himself is not in this collection much. But hey, that's another topic of discussion. But we'll get started, and you see, Peace Walker. Obviously, it's on the PSP, so the visuals don't look as good as the other ones you've seen so far. But you were saying previously that it looks a bit more.
I was saying like when I first previewed this video, and I think it looks better than MGS2.
Mm,
Obviously, you can see that there's less polygons get floating around because obviously it was developed on the PSP. But like texture-wise and clarity, I think it's a lot better than MGS2.
yeah, well, I think MGS2 does show its age a bit, as we'll see in the previous sneak peek. But let's go into a bit of the cutscenes in this game are mostly via comics you'll see earlier, but this is one of the first cutscenes you'll see Big Boss roaming onto the beach as you do, and taking down some noobs. I think
I in the recruits,
yeah, and then you got to do this tutorial, which I think we do eventually skip, but you just got to take down a few enemies. But I think Peace Walker is one of the titles that a lot of people probably, due to it being on the PSP, they haven't played much like yourself. So I think we're trying to show you guys a bit more of this particular title than the other two, which you'll probably played more. But again, this is all voice acted. You got David Hayter there as per usual, and yeah, the controls benefit a lot from the second analog stick a lot, so you can move around quite nicely. But there are a few differences between the controls. Whereas you've still got the full 3D control as in MGS3 in the HD collection, you're restricted a bit. So the parts, Aaron, for instance, where you're against the wall in
yeah.
Peace Walker, you can only press triangle and you'll stick to that part of the wall. So you can't
Okay.
move from that part. You can only just stay at that part. So you can't move, sort of look around the corner. So I think they were using obviously within the the limits of the PSP, trying to create something. So
We can't have it all. We can't have it
we
all.
can't, but it is slightly jarring if you're playing them continuously between the three, and then you move between Peace Walker, Snake Eater, and Sons of Liberty.
But as
Yeah,
real MGS fans, we'd never play them in wrong chronological order, would we? Now,
we wouldn't, no. We would, like if you're gonna start off, you start off with Snake Eater, right?
yeah, that's what you do.
You would do that. You would do that. So yeah, this is one of the cutscenes again. It's got the comic book style, very nice, and I think some of them are also you can interact with them. You'll get little prompts, QTs come up on screen, basically the story with this is that Costa Rica's in trouble, and obviously Big Boss is forming his army that doesn't have a country per se. So people are coming to him and asking for help. So we're gonna go into Costa Rica. Have you been to Costa Rica? Aaron?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't.
well, when in Peace Walker you can. So
Well,
you can fulfill your dream of a lifetime.
it's not really worth it if I don't get to meet Big Boss, though, is it? Come on.
Well, yeah, and as you'll see, probably coming up as well if you don't get to shoot some coconuts. Uh, it's nice.
The real kind or the kind that are attached to women?
The real kind.
Oh,
So yeah, this is the quick start. You get sort of a little time to play around. Did you get this far when you played it initially, or?
no, I just did a tutorial and I was like, you know what? fuck this, excuse my language. It was like, no. I do love me some MGS, but I'm not putting up with these controls.
So as you see, we pan around. It looks sort of sharp enough, but you'll see if you notice on the badge on his arm, the texture's not great. But again, this was a PSP game originally, and that's another one of the things you can do. You can crouch and move in this MGS at the same time. So
It's not quite the same unless you're on your belly and his tight buttocks are gyrating up and down, isn't it?
it's not, but it's nice that you can actually crouch and move in this.
Yeah.
'Cause it was something that you couldn't do in the previous MGSs. But like I said, it wasn't really missed. Really, to be honest, you could still crouch in your belly and just roll around. But yeah, you got the over the shoulder style view, so you can shoot.
How are the shooter mechanics working on the two sticks on this? Because
It's
obviously it wasn't designed for two sticks, so how does it translate?
Yeah, so some of the subtitles we'll see. Again, this is the Xbox 360 version. They actually mixed up the controls a bit. They're still referring to, I think, maybe some of the PSP controls in some ways. But yeah, in terms of how it actually works, it works really, really well. Just as you would play a normal third-person shooter, to be honest. And you can adjust the controls if you like. Again, you've got the three control schemes, but the targeting as well. You've got the auto aim sort of helping you here as well. But you can take that off if you want. So as you sort of hover around the area, it will attach itself to.
I could see that becoming a little bit annoying when two mobs are next to each other and you want one, not
Well,
the
yeah,
other.
you can obviously take that off if you want as well. So that is an option. And yeah, you got your standard stuff. You got your rations, grenades. You got your tranquilizer, which is obviously my favorite, as you'll notice from the previous videos. So you can always switch to that. You've got the standard weapons there. But just looking at it now, in terms of because you're maybe seeing this particular section of the game for the first time, in terms of visual prowess, impressive you know?
I'm actually very impressed. Obviously, I know the source material, and
Yeah,
considering that it's really looking good.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, definitely. So you move on this part, chuck a grenade. I think again, if you played the PSP version, you'll remember this. But hopefully, I think quite a few who you haven't, which might sound bad, but I think we want to show you like a lot of the gameplay here in like the 14 minutes we got with the sneak peek. Give you a better look at Peace Walker. So
we need
yeah,
to see you killing shit. Come on, man, what's going on, man?
I don't kill, man. I don't kill. I tranquilize.
No, you kill.
I tranquilize. But yeah, you got the face there. You got quite a bit of detail on the face there actually for Big Boss there. But as in usual MGS style, cutscenes are all the way forward, and it sort of cuts back to a cutscene here. And
How can you hate on the cutscenes when they
I'm not
look so beautiful?
I'm not hating
Look at
on
them.
the cutscenes.
They've blended the art style with the in-game engine. Cutscenes quite nicely in this game, I think. So
They have indeed, yeah. And again, some of the cutscenes, the comic book style cutscenes, you can interact with them, and they're all skippable as well. So you can do that as well if you don't want to be harassed by any cutscenes and you just want to get to the action. But it's MGS.
and then I ask you, why are you playing an
Yeah.
MGS game?
Why would you not do that? But we've skipped obviously forward because we're showing you some gameplay here. Again, this is right at the beginning of the game. So you'll see what I was talking about previously, that you can just press triangle or Y here on the Xbox 360 and you'll attach to a certain part of the cover.
Yeah.
You'll see that here after this little... Yeah, there you go. It's loading up.
Loading. Is there a lot of loading spots? It seems to be loading quite a bit.
It
So,
loads up quite a bit at the start because there's quite a few cutscenes and sort of cutouts and sort of zooming to enemies. But yeah, you can, as you saw there, you can attach yourself to one part using the Y button, and then you can sort of look over your shoulder. Kind of, it sort of zooms into the person with the left trigger. But yeah, tranquilizer is the way to go.
it's not. You run up in people's faces and you kill them. That's how we do it.
And you can't pick them up in Peace Walk either, but you can pat them down for stuff. So you can pat them down and stuff comes out. And the radar you see in the corner, in the top right corner, you'll see it's basically based on sound. So if you're moving quietly, then it's not moving around as much. But if you're making a lot of noise, then you'll see the lines move into the middle quite a bit. And it will also indicate threats as well. So in red, there'll be like a red cone sort of going towards the threat or the enemies around you, which is good. I mean, it's a good radar system. Uh, but yeah, that guy got tranquilized as well. So see, I'm a I'm a kind of a master with this tranquilizer gun, you know.
No, you're a pussy. That's what we call people. People
No,
like you.
we don't kill people. Man. We don't kill people in MGS. Like, I think I did quite a few runs of the MGS games without killing anyone. I think there was runs where I thought, okay, I'm not going to kill anything or anyone. Um, so I
And
did.
you got spotted a shitload, didn't you?
No, I didn't actually. Well,
You did it?
this is after playing them, like loads and loads of times, and just sort of knowing the sort of enemies' patterns almost. So yeah, quite sad, but yeah.
True MGS veteran, man. It's okay. It's why we love you. It's why we love you.
But yeah, you got the objectives sort of lined out for you almost in the Peace Walkers, so it's more bite-sized. Obviously, it was made for the PSP originally. Again, this is still part of the intro, and again, you see here, you can press the right trigger to make some noise to draw enemies towards you. But we're trying to get to a point. You see that house in the background? We're trying to get there. Trying to get there to our back to our base, and you'll see a little cutscene over there once you reach that point. But any questions so far, Mr. Aaron, about Peace?
So obviously some people are probably new to the franchise or don't have a PSP, didn't have a PSP, and haven't actually played this game. How long are they looking at? For a complete run? Yeah.
Complete run. It's not that long. It's not that long. I mean, I'll probably say around 12 to 15 hours.
That's decent for something that was a PSP game to begin
with.
with.
The other MGS games, yeah, I guess it's not that long, but in terms of PSP wise, but yeah, it does offer you some lengthy gameplay, and something we don't show you here in the actual sneak peek is that there's a Assassin's Creed Brotherhood style squad mechanic to this. So you got your base, and you can send people you recruit, which is another mechanic they introduced in Peace Walker. So you can recruit enemies to your cause, and you can get them down to your base, and you can train them up, and they can get improvements for you for weapons and upgrades and stuff. So I think Brotherhood maybe copied Peace Walker. You know, I think
just a bit, and I don't think Peace Walker was the first to do this. Wasn't there another PSP MGS that did the whole squad mechanic, and you had to recruit people and stuff?
Yeah, Portable Ops.
Yeah.
Sort of expands on that even more. So it's a more in-depth recruitment mechanic you've got there as well now. So that's all part of it. But yeah, nicely sleek past every one of those enemies, and just took down that guy at the bottom there. But yeah, you see the red sort of cone there on the radar that indicates the enemies.
Indeed we do.
Indeed we do.
Did you try any of the co-op by any chance? Is it actually in this version?
It does have online co-op. It does have online co-op, so you can play online on both the PS3 and 360 version, but haven't had a chance to try out because no one's online yet, because we've got obviously a review copy, and there's not many people online at the same time.
That's all right. You seek out fellow publicists and you challenge them.
There's no one online. I was on the PS3 version as well and the 360 version, but I have tried it out on the PSP version, so and it does work really well. So if you want to play it online on release, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people on there as well. But this introduces to one of the cutscenes that you can interact with. You'll see the QTEs come up as we come towards the end of this sneak peek. Click.
Bam. You like men.
Right trigger. And a bit of hammer the wire. And if you miss those, it just goes back to the last one anyway. So there's not much... So
you don't have to start all the way from the beginning.
No, you don't have to start all the way from the beginning. But, yeah, so this is one of the enemies, or one of the guys that's in your way as you're getting towards your base. Another QTE there. But, yeah, we're coming towards the end of this sneak peek. Again, we thought we'll give you a longer look at Peace Walker, as some of you might not have seen it before. But that's it for this MGS special. Thanks for joining me, Aaron, on all the videos.
Not a problem.
All right.
You sexy man.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.